This is a 4-pack of little kids walkie talkies that come from Baturu. And here's the cute little box they come in. I got these to play with my nephews. They live nearby me, and there happen to be 4 of them. And I was just down at their house. I wish I could show you the kids playing with these things because it is so stinking cute. Um, but these have a very impressive range. So on the box, it says that they have a 3-mile range. And obviously I couldn't test that out because they're little kids. But you can see here that I have a really large property and my sister does as well. And so I was in her house and I had the kids run with these things all the way to the back of their property, like way back in the woods. And we were still picking up the reception on these. So they definitely get a 10 out of 10 for me as far as their range. They're a really nice little size for little kid hands. So even my 2-year-old nephew, he was able to hold these just fine. They're maybe a little bit walkie-talkies, I think walkie-talkies are always hard for little kids because they don't understand that you have to hold the button down to talk and then let go of it so that other people can talk. And that's always challenging. I have a lot of kids myself, and when they were little, that was always the biggest struggle with the walkie-talkies. These have an impressive number of settings and options on them. So right here with the menu, you can change the channel it's on. I think we scanned them all. I want to say there were like 22 channel options. You can change the volume up and down right here with these arrows, and then you can ring the all the other devices with this little music note here. It does have this button here that says lamp on it. What it does is it turns this on. It's like a little flashlight. So in the dark, you would get a little bit of light if you needed to see something that was like directly in front of you or read some instructions or something like that. So it could be really handy for like camping, or if you live out here like we are, we need to use flashlights all the time just to walk around on our property when the sun goes down. This comes in 4 different really awesome colors, and they have little belt clips on them. And the best thing about these, in my opinion, is they're rechargeable. We have all had walkie-talkies in the past for little kids where you are constantly just like burning through those batteries. So I highly recommend you get rechargeable ones. I don't know, I can't think of any good reason why you wouldn't get rechargeable ones at this point, considering how common rechargeable things are. And they do use the USB-C right here. These things are really lightweight and compact and so easy for kids to use. And it was fun. We got like a good hour of use out of these before the kids ran out of interest, and realized that like the youngest ones just really couldn't figure it out, but they like carrying it around and hearing everybody talk anyway. Like the 2-year-old, he's walking around like this, like he thinks it's a phone, and he was just happy to have something to hold while his older brothers were playing with them. So I think, it's a really great distraction for kids if you're just trying to give them something to do. But some really good uses for these, the way we're actually going to use them, is that because we have these large properties and the kids do go way out in the back to play, and then they can't hear their mom yelling at them. So she's going to be sending like the oldest child or whoever's going out there, or just dad, take a walkie-talkie with you when you go out. So then she can just ring them instead of having to like walk out into the yard herself and yell at people, it's time to come in, like dinner's ready or whatever. She can check in on them and be like, hey, how you guys doing? And then if the kids were riding their bikes around in the front, which they have like a really long private driveway, if someone falls and skins their knee or something like that, which is also pretty common, they can just walkie-talkie their mom instead of having to like figure out how to get back to the house while they're hurt, or to let her know somebody else got hurt or whatever. There's so many great ways, like practical ways that you can use walkie-talkies, especially if you're out camping or if you have a large property of your own. And then also just like it's a really great way to occupy kids' times, and they'll come up with all kinds of games to play with them once they really figure out how to make them work properly. So I'd say these are really great quality, and I'm surprised at the function and range that they have. And I like that they're 4 very distinct different colors. So if you actually have that many kids like we do to give them to, we're not confused about whose is whose. So you can assign one to each child. These are just a really fantastic product. So I do recommend them, and if you're looking for some for kids, I think this is a really great value.